Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru. There's a big difference when you change your language and what you do with your language. Would you mind sending me back that form? Could you send back that form? Might you send back that form? Shall you send back that form? All probably mean exactly the same thing in your world, but they've got very different meanings as the listener. One's a question, one's a statement, one's a thought. So what's your language doing? Are you actually hindering because of your language? And it's something to really be consciously aware of. And for a lot of the time, we're used to our language. We're used to our language patterns. Hey, we've been doing them for decades and decades and decades. But when you actually stop and when you actually think, is that the right language or not? Then things become really different. So you need to be asking yourself, am I creating an assumption? Am I asking a question? Am I actually wanting a response? Am I wanting them to do a particular thing? Am I wanting them to come back to me? Am I just wanting them to complete what it is that I want them to do? So there are so many things that we could do, and quite often enough, we are not great at leading. And that's what we've got to change. And our language changes that. So all of this isn't just about language, but it's about your own self-assurance, your own self-confidence, understanding what you're wanting the person to do next. See, there are so many little factors in the language. Should we meet at 1 p.m.? Could we meet at 1 p.m.? Shall we meet at 1 p.m.? Would we meet at 1 p.m.? All possibly trying to say exactly the same thing, but just by changing the start and using a different word, we give different options. There's different outcomes that could take place. So what are you doing with your language at the moment? Does your language hinder you? Does it shoot you in the foot? Or is it actually moving people to exactly where you want them to be every single time? A lot of the time we use language in accordance to how we're probably feeling, how we're traveling ourselves. Well, you've got to be aware of that. And you've got to be aware of the language that you actually want to be using to allow the next stage or the next step to happen. So this is what I mean by this here. Okay? So we've got the ability here with our initial language. But you need to be thinking about what is the outcome that I want to achieve already down there. And now there's probably some other stepping stones along the way. Well, if you don't have the right language, if you're not thinking about this correctly, to get from there to there, for a lot of people, is pure luck. Where instead, we want to be able to get from there to there through a well-thought process. Where do you sit? Like if we were to simply go, right now, here's the line. Are you below the line and it's more luck? Or are you above the line and everything you do is intentional? The words you're using, the stepping stones you've got in place, everything is intentional. You see, it makes a big difference in terms of what are you going to say? Leave me a comment below. Well, that's more of a statement demand. Could you leave me a comment below? Is more of a ask, would you please do something for me? Shall you leave me a comment below? Probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But in the end, the only thing I've done is just change one word at the front. So what I want you to be thinking about here is, what is your language doing for you? Are you even aware of the language you use? Like any habit, it takes a little bit of time to be able to ensure that you change the old habit and you bring in the new habit. Talk soon is how we always finish every single email. Don't use regards. Don't use kind regards. Don't use really anything else other than talk soon. Because consciously, that's exactly what I want you to understand is going to happen. It's not going to be months and months or years and years before we talk again. It's going to be soon. Get used to always hearing from us. What words do you use that now when you think about it consciously, subconsciously, you've probably just always used that you know help? And now when you think about it logically, you go, okay, there's actually a good reason why I've been doing that. Leave me a comment below. What words have you been using? If you'd like some help around building out your $1 million referral system, getting more clients through referrals, through your networks, through partnerships, not having to spend money on paid marketing, again, reach out, drop me a comment below, and let's see how there's a fit for you. Nothing really here to do with referrals, but everything to do with growing your business in terms of the language that you use within your emails, within your social posts, within your phone conversations, within anything that you do in communication. Till next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you real soon. See you later, everyone.